Welcome everyone to the Mr. Mike Show, Season 4, Episode 7. And I could totally be wrong, and it could be Episode 8. And if that's the case, I would have to correct myself, because the last time I did an episode, I actually did that. I said the wrong episode. Let me check really quick. And the funny thing is, I did check it. I was checking it right away. Here's my sister. Etienne, Financial Security Advisor. Is MTL in the name is for Montreal on X? It is, Etienne. It is for Montreal. And does it say episode 7? It's actually episode 8. Let me update that right now. That's when you do things live. It's the best. When are you going to have your beautiful sister on? I don't know. We could. No problem, Etienne. I think it would be funny, actually, Nadia, if we did have you on. I think everybody on X would love to get to know my sister. Of all people, I think it'd be really funny. We are live on YouTube, and we are also live on X. And this is the first time in, 2 month that I've been able to actually do an episode of the Mr. Mike Show. And for those of you that probably have never heard any of my episodes or any of my content before, it's evolved, it's changed. It's been other people with me. It's been partner. It's been no partners. It's been me solo. It's been me talking about life, me talking about wrong answers only. Sister and brother would be amazing. Well, if I set you up a new computer, I could teach you how to do it, and then maybe once in a while we will. The problem is having alone time. When you have kids and the family and stuff, and you're doing stuff, you don't have time for these things. And I need to go take a shower after this, so that's definitely a good thing. You guys can't smell me, but I'm gonna go take a shower after, and I just ate. Kids are out. Get some time to do some stuff. I've been doing some other projects. I have been streaming on Twitch for Warcraft, a little bit of NHL 94, but if you do subscribe or follow my YouTube, which is Mr. Mike MTL, it's a variety of stuff, a lot of gaming now. There's some old shorts that did really well, like Wrong Answers Only, random stuff. I started some Grind to Growth content, which is it was going to be a spin-off YouTube channel and like a podcast series with people for content creation, and I realized I don't have the time for that. So that's the little bit that I do of that. It's on my YouTube. There's 2 videos up right now talking about X, and it's a little bit more video editing than this. This is live, right? This is just straight up, like, you're gonna get me saying and like and those type of things. But those are there. There's some gaming there. There's some casting. I cast matches. None of my poetry stuff's there. I'm on Amazon for some poetry books and those type of things. So the reason why I recap a lot of stuff is because I get new listeners when I do episodes, and people just kind of don't check your links out. They want to hear about you first, and then they go check out your links. So there's that. Having said that, this won't be like an hour episode. This might be 20 minutes. This might be 30 minutes. I just wanted to show face because I don't want to stop the Mr. Mike Show. This is season 4. We've done plenty of interviews with people. I still get emails from agents and past people that have been on and future guests, and people want to come on and be a guest on the show. And as you can see, I'm kind of in the living room, and you don't see all the holes in the wall over there. Or maybe you do right there. We're in the process of doing stuff. So I will continue the Mr. Mike Show properly in the future. So right now, maybe you're getting a episode a month, every 2 months, or hopefully more. It's a fun hobby. I love talking to people. I love chatting with people on X. Speaking of X, if any of you follow me, I don't know how many people. There's a bunch of people popping in. Yeah, future guest, my sister. There's a bunch of people popping in on X who by the way, you're able to chat. If you're able to chat to me like Etienne, Financial Security Advisor, was doing from X, I can actually respond to you and see the chat. So when I posted a question, and I do that. I do my X account is posting questions. It never was that. People are like, you're an engagement farmer. I don't make money off of X. I have a blue check mark which I've canceled. They just don't get rid of it for some reason. It does nothing for me. It's useless. I don't make any money from it. So I just ask questions for fun of it, and I figured I might as well just continue because there's been a lot of people following me for like 3 years that who I still stay in contact with and know more about them than I know about people in real life. So it's kind of social media is that kind of thing, right? But I did post a question about 11 hours ago, and I thought this would be a good one to bring up. Is a super serious question: is anyone on X actually over 50? And I know you think it's a stupid question. It's a silly question because I ask rhetorical questions, I ask silly questions, I ask semi-serious questions. Oftentimes, I've just asked things like, "Who eats peanut butter sandwiches?" for the fun of it. And for me, X is just kind of like one of those things where you can go be silly and kind of stay away from the politics because I know that's all there. But I like to do that still. Like I might ask you like who you're voting for on November 5th, and I don't want to push anybody's buttons. You vote for whoever you want. That's your business. But most of the time, I ask questions that are like make you think or make you want to be silly. And some people get offended because they really don't understand my sense of humor, and they're like, "You're engagement farming." I'm like, "For what?" Like it does not absolutely nothing for me. Even the podcast stuff, like this is all demonetized. This makes no money. It, the podcast used to, but now it doesn't. It's just hobby, right? It just keeps me sane, and I get to communicate and talk to people. But the question, super serious question, is anyone on X actually over 50? So far, it's got 19,000 views, 1,900 retweets, 35,000 likes, and over 1 million impressions. And I'm not making this up at all, at all, at all. I could display it for you right there. If I could zoom in. Can I zoom in? I could zoom in a little bit more. There you go. There's the question. Super serious questions. Anyone on X actually over 50? And you can see 19,000, 1,900 retweets, 35,000 likes, and 1 million impressions. And this one's 11 hours old. This one, which I pinned to my profile, because to date it was my most, I guess, my more impactful question that I've asked. And that one did 5,500 comments and 1,200 retweets, 12,000 likes, and did 921,000 impressions. That was from April 16th. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's, almost November. So 6 months. That's about 6 months. That's me. You can actually see me there. You can actually go click on that stuff. This one's 11 hours, which is really funny. I guess that's the whole point of X is for content creators and that kind of stuff. But there's people that, hey, Tricks, man, how are you? Wait, is it the same Tricks? It's Tricks. I know Tricks. Yes. I stand by it. Tricks, man, how are you? Tricks is over 50. My sister is not over 50. How come you don't get these questions? You have to be on X/Twitter, which is X, and you should be following me. If you don't follow me on X, Nadia, it's because you don't have an account, I don't think. Right? And now yeah, it's the same Tricks. I knew it. Because I don't see the pictures when I get the question when I get the text coming in on OBS. I just get the name. So if I recognize your name, it's because I engage with you often. I read a lot of your comments. You don't have X? You don't have Twitter, Nadia? Nadia is my sister, people. I have to check my messages while I'm doing this. Yeah. We do things live. So in the meantime, while life's been busy and there's been all kinds of stuff going on, I did start, which may not be interesting to most of you. I did start a podcast called Call to Arms, a Warcraft podcast for people in the Warcraft community, and it's only on my YouTube channel. And this episode, of the Mr. Mike Show, which didn't update on X, by the way. It updated on YouTube. It's season 4, episode 8, and just really more for touching base. And my profile picture is wearing a mask. That tricks. Haha, there we go. Should I do these things to meet people? I highly suggest you do not meet anybody off of X. I'm sure it's happened. It's not a dating service. I think now you can look for jobs on X, but definitely not something you want to do. I don't recommend it, although I do talk to people regularly. I've had people. I have Chris. I don't know if I've seen Chris in a while on X. Another a Chris, a generic Chris, or is it Mike? I think it's Chris. Sent me like a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo a couple of years ago, or when we had our firstborn a couple of years ago. A lot of the teachers in the United States sent us diapers and like gifts, which was super grateful because things are super expensive, and we're like, we try to do what we can to save money and all kinds of things, but I don't mean like that. I mean to chat with only. So you need Twitter, you need X. It's a different account. YouTube is YouTube. That's what I will explain it to you and show you next time. I told you this. I've showed you so many times these things I do. I even showed you how to come on to Twitch and talk to people. Sometimes in Twitch I have 200 people on my channel talking, or 20 people, or 50 people, or 40 people. I play games, but then sometimes I'm chatting most of the time. It's more about the camaraderie and the community more than the game and that kind of stuff. I rather just talk to people, to be honest. I'd rather everybody just come to the chat and talk, ask me questions, and be like, Mike, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think I should be eating? Or what do you think about I don't know, like space? Or let's talk about education. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about the the Mr. McMahon series on Netflix or something that I kind of just sat down and started watching, which is pretty. There's a couple things I didn't know about, which is pretty interesting. I used to grow up watching wrestling and that kind of stuff, but there's all that. I don't get notices every time when you're on. Well, you popped on when I got on YouTube, so if you have notifications on YouTube, you will know when something, when I go live, or when a new video comes out, or a short comes out. If you have me on Twitch, which is a different app, then if you have it set to on, you get a notification if I'm streaming on Twitch. Right now I'm streaming on X and YouTube. Most of the time when I stream, it's on YouTube and Twitch at the same time for gaming purposes. But I did, like, going back to the YouTube stuff, I did start the Warcraft podcast called Cult Arms. We just had a new episode come out, actually. I can show you guys that, to be honest. Oh boy. View my channel. There we go. Does it go bigger? Yeah, it goes bigger. So right now, I think, yeah, we got about 1,159 subscribers on YouTube. I kind of ignored it for a while, and then I started doing some stuff on it again. There I am live on YouTube. And this is the kind of stuff I've been doing now. So I just recently did an episode with Mr. Floss from the Warcraft 3 community. Did one with Mr. Doomtrain, and these are guys that, we're trying to grow this. There's some X growth videos there if you're interested in my ideas about X and growing. It was going to be a separate YouTube channel. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing it here. I don't have the time to run another YouTube channel, which would be ideal. So if you're into social media growth and you really want to know about YouTube growth and that kind of stuff, don't do what I tell you, but don't do what I do, which is so weird, but it's true. Don't follow 1 million people on X. I do. I try to follow back everybody. You're really not supposed to, right? You're supposed to have like the 60-40 rule, which I kind of mentioned in my last 4-minute video. You want to have more followers than you have than you're following, those type of things. Can you grow on X, from 0 to 1,000 followers really quickly? You can. You definitely can. It's so easy. But most of the people don't understand that you need to engage with people more than you post when you're starting out and in general, right? Like it's impossible for me to keep up with the amount of notifications and messages I get from people. And that's because I don't know what I have now, 46,000 plus people following me. But when you're under 1,000 followers, the primary goal is to follow people in your niche that you're interested in and engage with them, get to know them like you're your friends. Like you're trying to befriend people and your network and grow that network and be part of communities. Like if you're into reading and writing and you're an author, you're going to go follow those people, engage with those people so they reciprocate and vice versa. And then you don't necessarily want to retweet lots of people's stuff. I don't know, retweet my stuff, no problem. But especially a lot of like a million accounts with like a million followers and those type of things, because it doesn't do anything for you, right? It does nothing for you. It just helps them, the big accounts, the conglomerate accounts. Like, don't even follow them. Like, if you want to follow a political person that's got, or The Rock or John Cena, who follows me in whatever reason, I don't know why. Like, you don't need to follow those people because they're so searchable, or they come up in your feed. If you're looking at wrestling all the time, you're going to get wrestling feed in your feed all the time anyways, right? Mine is Elon Musk always feeding me Elon Musk stuff even though I don't follow him. I don't know why, but that's what kind of happens. But under 1,000, like 0 to 1,000 followers is really easy. And then once you get to 5,000, you can't follow 5,000 people until you have 5,000 people, if that kind of makes sense. So once you get there, this stops you from following people. So you have to unfollow people to get more people, which is stupid. But they limit you because they don't want everybody to grow. They want you to grind and be on there and that type of thing. So you definitely want to be involved with people who interact with you and engage with you and share your stuff and like what you like, and don't necessarily do what I do. I just follow kind of everybody back, and then uh, kind of lose track of what's going on. I do weekly or monthly purges of bots and spammers because there's so many of them. Like, oh man, X is full of them. TikTok is no, not so much TikTok. Instagram is full of spammers and sexual content, which is freaking brutal. And X is just spammers and cryptos. And now like AI bots. There's so many AI bots pretending to be people learn. And I kid you not. I suspect that whatever the case may be, X got bought. One, for information over people because governments were involved, and once you have information on people, they can leverage that against you. Two, data, everybody's data, their shopping tendencies, their likes, their dislikes, like the kind of things they're interested in. I'm not talking about like questions I ask, but like other content, right? So there's that, and just like they're introducing a pay system eventually. They got a job system that they've implemented on there. They want to implement like a banking system on there. They want to do all kinds of stuff. They want to like you got Tesla, which Tesla you say is a car company, but really it's not. It's like an AI data harvesting company if you really think about it. And all these things are kind of interleaked. So like you buy X, not to make it better. Maybe you did. Maybe you did because I said he did for a while, but it's kind of changed so much that all the bots and spammers disappeared and then it all came back differently, and it's just so many. I get so many of them and I see them and I know like, okay, this is an AI, this is a person, this is a scammer, this is just whatever. It's just garbage. So I every so often I go and I try to purge those bad accounts and try to get them off my feed because they get in your DMs constantly. And it's just so annoying. But anyway, so yeah. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, or if you want something particular, okay, bye. Go take a shower. If you're interested in something particular, like a specific question, and you think I can answer it, I will. I will do it like this. I will do it as a video on YouTube. You can come to Twitch and talk to me whenever you want. I usually stream Fridays. Everything every other day or night's a bonus if I'm not tired and have my hands free. Like I never have one of these nights off where I can like kind of do this kind of chat. So, um, I'm happy to be able to do this for 2 seconds. I say 2 seconds. It's already been 20 minutes. But that's the stuff, and like all my old content is there. All my old interviews from my podcast are there. If you go to the podcast tab, you'll see season 1, season 2, season 3. This season, I've been playing some retro leagues like NHL '94. There's some past like streams. There's some shorts on here, some bad shorts, some really good shorts. If you go by oldest, there's a bunch of like really good ones that have hit big. And there's the Mr. Mike show at the bottom, and there's some popular videos and trailers and stuff like that. Like it's not amazing, but it's growing. It's one of those things. But yeah, the here we go. Let's go back to the. I got too big. Oh, you can actually click on my photo. I'm live. You can click on it. I didn't even know that. That's so cool. Look at that. I learn things as I go on. So yeah, so there I'm live again. Hear me talking. But yeah, that's the 1 million plus impression. It's still 1 million. That I actually asked 12 hours ago now, it says. That I keep getting notifications for it, by the way. It says 20 plus, but it's actually hundreds. People keep telling me their age and that kind of stuff. So it's really cool. I tried to follow so many people. I've tried to answer. There's no way I can answer 19,000 people like comments. It's impossible. So please don't take it personally if I don't get to. I spread out my replies in general, and these kind of posts they tend to take a life of their own, that type of thing. But there's that. What's been going on in the news lately in Canada? Well, we got the Liberal Party that's taking a big heat, taking a lot of heat in general in Canada, regardless of what the media tells you. They're not doing great. Their policies suck. I'm not saying the conservative parties are any better, but the Liberal Party's been just trash, and their ideologies and their stuff are just, they got to do better. And I don't, I have my ideas for taxes and those type of things. Actually, they put a post out on X, I think today or yesterday, and I saw it today, and I made a comment like, "You want to fix the housing crisis? Stop bringing people in. Let's make it like you want to become a citizen. Take 10-year test. Take the 10-year route like it used to be, not 3-4 years like it is now. It's like fast paced, and bring in people by merit for skills that we need, and stop bringing in people by the droves because there's no housing." And they're like, they put out this post, "We're going to fix housing." Well, number one, you can't fix housing. That's not, the economy doesn't get fixed housing just because you say it's going to be fixed. You eliminate income tax. You eliminate carbon tax, the CO2 tax. This was absolutely ridiculous. Climate change, things change. Climate changes over cycles. There's scientists that have, not bought by politicians and governments that will tell you this. I'm not saying climate doesn't change. I'm not saying, and I'm also not saying don't glue your hand. Like you should not. Actually, I'm saying don't glue your hand in the middle of a highway because you think the world's ending tomorrow or in 10 years or in 5 years, and the world's ending, and it's not ending. Okay, it's really not ending the way it won't end like that. That's not what's going to happen. Okay, but that stuff's a big scam. I stand by that. I'm an average person. You see it. You see the talking points. Everybody says the same thing. They put up bike lanes everywhere. It's completely useless. Bike lanes are great in the right spots, but like I think Montreal has more bike lanes per capita than anywhere in Europe, for example. Like who needs this? Who's paying for this? Are the cyclists have license plates that are doing this? Are they paying for the no? Who's forking the bill? All the people, middle class, who are shrinking because the taxes are going high and policies are making it unlivable. And they're like, it's the corporations and it's all it's not the corporations, it's the government. The government needs to stay out of the private sector. You only have to regulate what you need to regulate, and eliminate taxes. Get rid of the income tax. People have more money in their banks, and they have more money to spend in the economy. You just need service tax. You need like 15%. Get rid of the income tax. Get rid of the CO2 tax, and housing will kind of take care of itself if you're not importing people. Well, now you have a bit of an issue because now the prices are so crazy. The interest rates were so low for so long, and then they went skyrocketed up, and people started defaulting, and now they're starting to go down. And what's going to happen? Hey, Etienne, and then what's going to happen is we're going to hit a housing bubble because they stopped building single home family homes, duplexes, triplexes, all that stuff, and they went into condos, and the condo prices started becoming the same prices of homes. And then the interest rates were low, and then they started rising. So people started selling off, and then they started saying, well, we're going to tax you on capital gains and do all this stuff. So it's especially bad for the baby boomers who have retired or are going to retire, and they can't because they've paid off their home, but let's say their pension doesn't cover their taxes on their homes now. When maybe their taxes were $3,000 a year on their house, now it's $8,000. And food's increased and cost of gas has increased. Guess what, people? Petroleum is used everywhere. Oil-based products are used in everything. Plastic, tires, your freaking medications you buy are petroleum-based. Like you need cheap gas. You need cheap energy. Why? I'm in Quebec, right? I'm in Montreal. And then they have to go ask, which is it's privatized by the government. The government runs it, right? Privatized. It's run by the government basically, Hydro Quebec. And they go ask, like, we need to raise because we need to make more money, and they're making a killing in profits every year. We gotta raise the rates. So like now your hydro every month that was $200 a month on electricity is now going to be $220, and then next year it's going to be $225 and $230 and $240. It keeps going up, but then your taxes are going up, and this is going up, and this going up. I don't know how single parents do it. I don't know how families do it. You go to groceries, you got to spend just on the basics for a family of 4. It's like $500 every 2 weeks minimum. That's what's going on. If you have babies, the cost of milk is like, for lactose-free cases, it's like $65 a case. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And that's all on purpose. You can't say otherwise, right? You can't come in here and say, no, it's the big corporations. Let's get that straight. There's us at the bottom. There's politicians and actors, because that's what they are in the end. There's the corporations and companies. There's the pharmaceutical companies. And it's all the top down. Right? Then you're asking, well, the government's like, we're going to print money and we're going to do this and we're going to help you out. We're going to send money overseas and help everybody. We're going to send money to this country. Hey, Garrett, where are we getting the money? Well, we're printing it magically in the Magic Space digital account. We don't see the money anymore. It doesn't exist. We're printing it. Who owns the central bank? Well, it's not the country. Canada doesn't own its central bank. So where's the money coming from? Who owns it? So those are questions you should be asking. And I go off on a tangent because I'm so tired of tiptoeing around people and like not talking about stuff. I give my opinion now. Like I'm so fed up of all the dumb people. And I don't mean that in a mean way. Like nobody knows what's going on. They don't understand what's going on. Most of them want to come home, watch Netflix, and go out to a bar on Friday and eat out and order 6 times a week and have McDonald's and go on a terrace and go have on vacation twice a year. And they don't know what it is to really like go ask your municipal councilor what's going on, or go to parliament and ask questions. They don't know. They just listen to what the conglomerates tell them and the corporations and stuff. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but like I'm kind of fed up with this stuff. Honestly, like I don't even like I just go out into the street and scream and tell people like, "Let's wake up, what's going on?" You're going to go on strike with your union and ask for an extra 50 cents, and then at the end of the day, they're just going to raise the prices. That's what happened with the teachers union here. We went on strike last year or whatever the case may be, and the French system went on longer, and they lost, like, the kids were at home for like half the year or whatever it was. I think we lost 6, 7, 8 days or something or whatever it was. And at the end of the day, you got a little bit of a pay raise, and they changed this and they changed this and they changed this. And then they raised all the taxes and everything went more expensive. So you're literally making less now than you did 10 years ago or 15 years ago, right? Like, it's crazy. Anyways, hey, Garrett, how's it going? Garrett's on YouTube. We're streaming on X and on YouTube. And I'm just doing an episode of the Mr. Mike Show and going on a rant because it's fun and I like just kind of miss talking to everybody. But if you're on X, guys, don't be shy. Try to figure out how to send me a message on X. I can reply. I could see your messages if you send them to me. You can actually see me talking right here, and there's like 227 people hanging out, and I'm showing my screen, so it's kind of like screen showing screen showing screen, that type of stuff. And there's the super post that is doing over 1.1 million impressions now. That all of a sudden did an extra 100,000 impressions in like since we started 30 minutes ago. So that's pretty cool. What can I tell you guys? The people popping in. If you don't know me, you're just popping in. I'm Canadian. I love hockey. I love gaming. I love everything. I'm so interested in everything. I do things. Do people do things anymore? Do they go out? Do they read? Do they ask questions? Like what is it like out there in the fake world? And I say that because what is I have a hard time talking to people now because everybody's just like they're not interested in anything. They're just interested in stupid things. Isn't that nice to say? I don't care anymore. I don't care. People are just interested in some weird stuff. I'm not saying, if you love playing the violin, that's fantastic. You love drawing, that's amazing. I'm just saying people generally are just, it's like, oh man, what's your hobby? Oh, I love jogging. Okay, what else do you do? I just jog. You ask questions, you read, you think about like the existence of consciousness or the universe or is space real or not real, or does God exist, or who's your favorite sports team, or do you like building computers? Do you like, man, what do you do? I like jogging. Oh, jeez. So one of those. All right. It's like, do you hear what happened on the 6 o'clock news with the car accident? Like, oh, but Mike, I don't want to hear about that. Let's turn around and start talking about the latest show on Netflix. I'm so sick of talking to people like that. But anyways, people do what they want. You want to live in your bubble? Live in your bubble. I'm not saying go stream in the street, scream in the street. But I have seen some people do that. It's kind of funny. Has anybody ever seen any movies where like somebody's walking around with a sign saying it's the apocalypse, it's the end of the world, everything's gonna go to hell, and blah 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 blah? And you're always like, oh man, that guy's crazy. And you're like, that person's onto something. He literally lost it and was like, I can't talk to anybody anymore. So I'm going to go scream on the street with my cardboard sign and tell them, or my cowbell or my bell, and start ringing it and tell people. But I actually met one of those people. Oh man, like when I was younger, like 20 years ago, we had like a metro station, and they were outside, and were they doing it in French? Because in Quebec, it's a lot of French speaking people. No, they weren't speaking in French. They were speaking English, and they were talking about the end of the world. I vaguely remember what they were saying, but they were talking about the end of the world and stuff. And maybe I think I gave them some money just or whatever. But yeah, those things. Speaking of which, if I don't know, send me a DM or write it in chat right now if you can. How many people, super serious question, this is a live super serious question, so I've never actually asked this on X yet. How many people actually have given money out to people on the street, like homeless or people begging for money? Like when we're driving, like on the Decari Expressway type of thing. I don't know if you guys know that. If you don't know that, that's just a big, long, kind of weird hideaway that's always trafficked, and there's an upper part and a lower part, and then it connects. But anyways, there's always people on the corners of the main lights begging for money. Occasionally I give. Lately I just don't. Last couple of years especially, I don't have change on me. Very, very rarely have change on me. Even like 25 cents. I think we're so used to digital stuff now, and which you think about, it's kind of scary. Cash is king, right? Because if you have cash, then you can go buy stuff, right? And it's less tracked, that type of stuff. So cash is king. Have more cash on you. But anyways, so less so like that. But the last time I gave some money out was like actual, like I've given, hey, I got a buck on me, Ben. Like, take it. Like I got nothing. I don't even have a $5 bill on me. But the last time I gave some money out to somebody was at a gas station. I went to stop in the morning to get a coffee and something to eat. 'Cause once in a blue, I do that. Once in a blue, not often. And I had $6 to $8 on me in loonies and toonies, which is a $2 coin. And there was a guy sitting outside. He spoke English actually, and he had a sign. I forget what it said. Something about, "Hi, I have a family with kids to eat. I lost my job. I'm having a hard time finding a job, and I'm desperate. I think it was, if you have a job for me, I'm willing to do anything." Blah 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 blah. And then he was sitting outside, and he was looked pretty normal, and he had his stuff, and he was talking to somebody, and overheard their conversation. And I went in, came back out, and was like, "Man, you want something to eat, or just want some money?" I got a little bit of money on me. He's like, "Honestly, just the money." He's like, "I'm gonna use it to help out a home," and he's like, "I'm I'm not homeless per se." He's like, "We're struggling bad." He's like, "I'm like, I gave him $6 to $8 or whatever I had on me," and I was like, that's what I got. Like, never have that much money on me and change or nothing, right? Everything's credit and everything's debt and all that stuff. So uh, that was, I think, one of those things where it just kind of like was the right thing to do, and it felt like the right thing to do, and it felt like that helped the guy. I don't know. I never seen the guy again after. Maybe he got off his feet. Maybe he got a job. Somebody offered him a job. That would be pretty cool. And yeah. So, super serious question: have you ever given money out to anybody on the street? So you can ask me. You can answer. You can DM me. You can answer here, preferably live, so I can actually interact with you guys, like Etienne, Garrett, and other people who are on YouTube or X, and makes it a little bit more interactive, because that's what I want. I want the Mr. Mike show to be more interactive and do my super serious questions and talk about sports and politics and the things I talk about on X live on the show. You did once. Etienne on X says he did once, but he's been scammed. It happens. Honestly, I think it's like it's like dating. It's like falling in love. You take the risk, right? And there's risk and rewards for everything. It's not like if I had $100, I probably couldn't give it to somebody on the street because I need it to feed my family. $5 not going to hurt me. $100 that costs everything. That would be hard. But if I was making $500,000 a year or was a millionaire, man, here's $100. Here's $200. I would do it. You like, no questions asked. I would say, here you go, here we go. Like, isn't that? And I don't know. I saw some weird stuff about Mr. Beast being arrested or something. I don't know if that's true. Probably not true. I have no idea. But anyways, Mr. Beast is that YouTuber guy who's like a super YouTuber, and some of his old stuff, he made money, or he made some videos, and then he made money with it, and then he took the money and gave it to somebody on the street, if I don't remember correctly. Like, if I was making all kinds of money, and I would just do that. I'd just give people money. Or I'd go open up a community center and help out, or I don't know. Maybe I'd run in politics or something and do something with that. I have no idea. But I just feels like, imagine all those billionaires and trillionaires. I say trillionaires. I don't even know if there's, probably is one trillionaire, but those billionaires and those millionaires, you have all that money, and you just kind of like buy 20 cars and 3 yachts and 10 houses. Like, that's sick. Isn't that sick? Makes you wonder if people are sick in the head. What kind of money, you know? I always wondered what goes through their head when that happens, or they make all this money. Usually, when an average person, when you hear about it in the States or here, they win all kinds of money in the lottery. They end up blowing it. Like, it's gone. They don't know how to handle it. It's gone. Right? What would you do if you won $5 million tomorrow? Holy cow. I would help all the family, pay off everybody's bills, donate to the organizations that I feel, if it's organizations that help children with autism, or anything like that, or just just organizations that help people out. I think at some point, like pay off what you can, do what you can for your family, and then spread out the love a little bit and that kind of stuff. But who knows? Anyways, man, I've been trying to get off a lot off my chest. I feel like it's been so long since I've done this. But having said that, let me end the last couple of minutes with this. If you're watching on X, if you're listening on X, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys subscribe to my YouTube. It's Mr. Mike MTL. You can see the kind of image right there. It's at the bottom. If you don't follow me on X, follow me on X. I'll try to follow you back. A lot of times I miss notifications. You got so many overlap, and then they just disappear. And then people are like, "Yeah, you don't follow me back." It's like, I didn't know. You gotta give me some time, or it's also tag me, because X also limits you when you get to, I think it's 400 or 500 a day max. And if I follow like 10 or 20 really fast in a row, you get blocked. It's so stupid, but that's what they do. Would greatly appreciate if you follow me on YouTube, Mr. Mike MTL. And if there's any content you want to see, whether it's in terms of social media growth, if it's gaming, if it's wrong answers only, funny videos, which I've been talking to my buddy about again, that we really want to do, that we're supposed to do before, but we didn't, and then life kind of hit and we stopped. So we want to kind of do that stuff. You know, you could follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram, I'm there, but I haven't really done anything with that. TikTok, I'm there. I dabble in some of the gaming videos. I'm not there. Twitch, if you like watching games, Warcraft or any other games that I might dabble in later on, I don't know. I kind of have an itch to do something else. But follow me on Twitch, Mr. Mike MTL. I'm there. I stream every Friday, mostly like chatting with people, and I stream randomly any other times. Like if it was a time like this, I get to stream, and that's what we're kind of doing with the Mr. Mike Show right now. And if you're into poetry, on Amazon, Turn Off the Lights by Mr. Mike and Plutonium Red. Those are two of my poetry books that one didn't do so great. The other one did pretty good in terms of when I released it. I think we sold like 1,000 copies of that one, Turn Off the Lights. That was, and there were concussion recovery projects. So that's why I did those for fun. I used to write poetry a lot since I was 16, and then I just kind of culminated and edited and went that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's on Amazon.ca.com. It's everywhere. So if you're into that stuff, it's there. The Mr. Mike Show is on Spotify. You can hit me up on Discord as well. I also have a Discord called Showmatch Friday, which is what my stream's called, because I have a little bit of a community, and I run events in there for casting and tournaments that I run called NA Cups and Mayo Cups and Spicy Mayo Cups and that kind of stuff. So I'm involved in a lot of different things. Plus, I started the Warcraft podcast, and that's that kind of stuff. And I try to be active as much as possible and follow everybody, answer everybody on X and those type of things. It's gets rather difficult, especially at this point now, because there's so many of you following me now. But I do appreciate the interactions with everybody. It's been really fun. I think without people on X, I'd say, it wasn't for that, my mental health would be in the pits, because sometimes you just get a message from somebody and it says, "Hey, Mr. Mike, I really appreciate your questions. I look forward to them every day, and you made my day." And or I had a rough day at the end of the day and I saw your thing and I had to answer. And sometimes you reply and sometimes you don't. It's cool, and I get it, but you made my day. And then sometimes people write me back in my DMs or whatever, and they say, "You know what, like, hey, how are you doing?" Sometimes they do it to me and I'm like, "Not doing great today. It's a rough day." And it's like, "But you just made my day, letting me know how much I improve your day," and all that kind of stuff. So especially the last couple of years with concussions and different stuff and things going on, it's been rather difficult. So X is my safe haven. If you check out some of my stuff, I generally just try to be like funny and silly, semi-serious, upbeat. You do the same for me with your super serious questions. I love that, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. I'm up in the up. Like some of the Warcraft guys laugh. They say Mike barely swears on like when I'm streaming and stuff or talking, because I do. I barely swear. I barely swear. I'm I kind of keep that like Canadian fun professionalism sometimes, and I'm just kind of like I want to spread the positivity. I don't want to be a jerk, and I will put people in their place. I have no problems. I'm also not a small guy. Like I'm not 3,000 pounds. I'm not saying I'm fat. I'm saying I'm a big guy. Like I can lift 200 pounds easily. So not that I'm trying to intimidate anybody. I'm just saying I'm a nice guy. I like to be positive and laugh and talk to people and have a cup of coffee and that kind of stuff. But I would super appreciate if you guys follow me on X, follow me on YouTube. That's all Mr. Mike MTL everywhere. Follow me on Twitch. Don't be shy. Reach out to me, tag me, send me a message. I used to retweet a lot of people's stuff, but it becomes a bit overwhelming now, so I kind of don't do that too much. And I don't know when the next episode of the Mr. Mike Show will be, but I'll definitely try to put out another video of X content creation, growing ideas or suggestions. There's 2 on my YouTube channel right now, so that's kind of new. There's the Call to Arms podcast for Warcraft guys, which is I actually had a chat with Floss 2X Daily from the Warcraft community recently, and that was like an hour and 15-minute chat from a Friday night. It was pretty cool. And I did talk to Mr. D. Mr. D used to sometimes co-host with me the Mr. Mike Show. He's actually a Mike as well, so it kind of worked out. And talking to him about potentially doing some stuff again and that kind of stuff. And just a what's up, Alistair X? Just the one. What? You can be more specific. I sometimes forget what I'm saying after I said it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff. In terms of the of the post that I did with a million impressions, I've had, I post daily. I think I've posted pretty much daily for the last 3 years, minus my concussion, which was a year and a half ago, which I did nothing for like 8 months. I took 8 months off. So I have like my pin post right now that's not it. This one's 921,000 impressions. This one is 12 hours, 1.1 million. You got the ones that people kind of answer. Oh yeah, you don't see what I'm showing right now because I'm not showing it right now. But 708. This one's 28,000. 2.8, 6,000. 45,000, 3,500, 577. So they're kind of all over the place, and it's kind of X is kind of like a timing thing for posts. Like you need to know your audience. You need to also post something about people are going to like. And if I post a question right now about motivation, I will get 10 people comment. No joke. I post something about your age and people being on X, I get, whatever it was, 55, 19,000 replies. So it's kind of like know your audience, who's following you or what goes. Not viral. I guess that's viral. I have no idea. I don't know if that really is viral. It really depends on the time of day, how active you are, what kind of question you hit, when you hit. 11 hours ago, like that was in the morning. Like it's 8 o'clock now at night. That was in the morning, and I think on a Sunday. Yeah, bad news sells. That's the thing, eh? Like the bad news sells. If you sell positivity, generally it doesn't get seen, and I haven't seen it too much before, but a lot of people on social media, Instagram, X, when it was Twitter, they would play the victim often, right? They play the victim often. That sells. People coming up with stories don't like. Certain people will be like, "Hey, don't come into my DMs and tell me how I look like and do this and do that," and they write a tweet about this person coming to DMs and then no evidence of it. They're just saying it. It's just for engagement, right? Like that kind of stuff. There's a lot of like people try. You really try. There's a lot of, and I call them hot dog influencers. There's a lot of those people running around right now and trying to harvest as much engagement as possible. And they're working with teams of people who have bigger accounts, and they're actively and they're doing stupid things, and they think they're amazing, and they're trying to monetize. And now they got subscribers going, and I don't have subscribers going because I don't care about that stuff. Good news is the best bet. Yeah, stay real. Exactly, stay real. I mean, come on. Uh, it's just like this is a hobby for me. Other people are really trying to like grind you out because they want your follow and they want your money and they want your view and they want your engagement because that turns into money now. And before it wasn't a thing, but now it's a thing. And anyways, you could spot those guys a million miles away. Like I could give you better advice than those guys. And most of the time they're just throwing you for throwing you like a curveball here and there, and just pulling the wool over your eyes. Yeah, good news is the best news. Anyways, I got to cut it short because I got to go take a shower. I got a couple of things to do before tomorrow, and it's getting close to my bedtime. Although, if I say that, if I can't sleep and I get some time, I might stream for 2 hours later, like in 2 hours from now. If not, then another time. I will be around. So I do appreciate the comments, the questions. Whether it's on X on DMs or here right now, or on YouTube. Feel free to follow me. I really appreciate it on YouTube and on X and on wherever you want. And come follow me. Come watch me on Twitch one day, even if you don't have it. You can go watch it on the web browser, Mr. Mike MTL. You can go find me. I'm there. I like gaming. I do that kind of stuff. But that's it. And I don't know. We'll see. I'll see all of you hopefully sooner than later for the Mr. Mike show. I really enjoy doing this. I'm going to try to get my friend back on. If not, eventually I'm going to do guest interviews when I finish making my office for authors and content creators and just people in general. I think I kind of miss that stuff. So, I hope to see all of you on the next episode, which would be season 4, episode 9. So tonight was season 4, episode 8. This is going to be on YouTube immediately, right? So it'll be there, and then in 2 or 3 days when it's available, I will upload it to Spotify. If you want to give a rating on Spotify, that would be amazing too. Go listen to some of my old episodes, and I will see all of you on X and on next time. Sleepless nights.
sleepless nights and quirky habits in his own unique way. Though he can't stand repetition, he still finds his flow. Plays NHL 94. In the gaming world, he's a pro. Mr. Mike is a Canadian with pink skin and a beard. Counts Warcraft 3, writes poetry, his talent revered. Streams on Twitch and YouTube, where fans gather around. Injuries ended his sports career, now his new niche he's found. Plays a gaming world, he's a pro. In the gaming world, he's a pro. In the gaming world, he's a pro. He's a pro. Plays NHL 9th edition, he still finds his flow. Plays NHL 94. In the gaming world, he's a pro. Mr. Mike is a Canadian with thin skin and a beard. Casts Warcraft 3, writes poetry, his talent revered. Streams on Twitch and YouTube, where fans gather around. Injuries ended his sports career, now his new niche he's found.